Hello and Namaste everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about Project Spartacus, which is going to be the competitor of Xbox Game Pass. And Bloomberg broke out this news. And the headline states PlayStation plans new service to take on Xbox Game Pass. And the article reads Sony Group Corporation's PlayStation division is planning a new subscription service to compete with rival Microsoft Corporation's popular Xbox Game Pass. According to people familiar with Sony's plans and documents reviewed by Bloomberg, the service, codenamed Spartacus, that's actually too obvious, Spartacus, will allow PlayStation owners to pay a monthly fee for access to a catalog of modern and classic games, said the people who asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak to the press about the plans. The offering will likely be available on the smash hit PlayStation 4, which has sold more than 116 million units. Holy shit, 116 million. Whew. And its elusive successor, the PlayStation 5, which launched more than a year ago, but it's still difficult to buy due to supply chain issues. So its code name is Spartacus, which is quite obvious why they would name it Spartacus. And it offers a catalog of modern and classic games. That's a good thing. So people asked not to be identified because they weren't authorized to speak about it. That means it's still in work. That means it's not yet finalized, or it's finalized but they are not yet sure about the announcements. Cool. When it launches, expected in the spring of 2022, okay, the service will merge Sony's two existing subscription plans, PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now. That's a good thing because PlayStation Now, lot of negative publicity for that service. PlayStation Now, people are very disappointed. Currently, PlayStation Plus is required for most online multiplayer games and offers free monthly titles, while PlayStation Now allows users to stream or download older games. Documents reviewed by Bloomberg suggest that Sony plans to retain the PlayStation Plus branding but phase out PlayStation Now. I think they'll keep the name PlayStation Plus and they'll add PlayStation Now to it and call it PlayStation Plus, I guess Ultimate or something. I don't know. Let's see. Details on Spartacus may still not be finalized, as I said before, but documentation reviewed by Bloomberg outlines a service with 3 tiers. Interesting. The first would include existing PlayStation Plus benefits. Okay, so the first tier is basically a rebranding of PlayStation Plus, nothing else. It's still PlayStation Plus, but I guess with a new name. The second tier would offer a large catalog of PlayStation 4 and eventually PlayStation 5 games. Oh, eventually. Okay, we'll talk about that. Break it down one by one. The second would offer a large catalog of PlayStation 4 and eventually PlayStation 5. So this makes me skeptical about it being a competitor of Xbox Game Pass, because Game Pass is as successful as it is today because of day and date release, which this doesn't seem to offer. It says PlayStation 4 catalog and eventually PlayStation 5 games. So I'm guessing it won't be day and date. I'm guessing it will be like after 1 or 2 years when the game has eventually faded out the sales. The sales have started to decline. That's when they'll put it on the service and the game might hit a spike there because of the service. So it makes sense. But it's not truly a competitor if it doesn't offer something that is of equal stature, equal value, not stature, equal value, or which is something greater. Although the PlayStation fans would argue that PlayStation offering PlayStation games in a service is enough of value, but we won't go into the fanboy logic. We'll stick to the value which you get for your paid money. Okay, so this makes me a little skeptical because they're not offering day and date. Okay, at least from the information we have right now, it doesn't seem to offer day and date games. Anyways, let's move on to the third tier. The third tier would add extended demos. You're kidding me? Game streaming. Okay, that makes sense. And a library of classic PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games. I'm guessing above mentioned 2 tiers are included in the third tier. And then what's added is a PS1, PS2, PS3, and PSP games with game streaming and extended demos. Game streaming, I'm guessing it's cloud gaming. You can stream like you can on PlayStation Now, and this is what's another mistake according to me, because this should be offered right from the base tier, because these are older games, backward compatible games. So I don't think it's a good idea to block them with a paywall. I think you should get it included in the PlayStation Basic first tier PlayStation Plus benefits. Since these are way older games, I don't know why they're doing it. They are basically telling you that you'll get PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 games, which are newer games, on PlayStation on the second tier of the subscription. But if you want older games, which are backward compatible, which are not really new, they're older games, you'll have to pay more. It's just like Nintendo's plan with the expansion pack. If you're a Nintendo fan, I think you should exit from this video, because I really hate Nintendo. Not Nintendo, the company specifically, but the way they conduct their business. I'm really not a huge fan of those. I like their games, but not enough to buy a Nintendo Switch, because also I'm from India, so they don't offer any kind of online services yet. It's been years and they still don't offer any online services over here. Plus the games are super expensive, so let's not get into that right now. But yeah, I don't like Nintendo. So this seems like a Nintendo type game plan, which doesn't seem worth to me. I think what PlayStation needs to do, if they truly want to be a competitor of Xbox Game Pass, is they need to offer day and date games. And also, nowhere in this article is it mentioned about the PC. What I gather from this is this subscription won't land up on PC, at least not initially. As of right now, it doesn't seem like it's going to land on PC. Xbox Game Pass already has a huge PC market too, so I don't really see how it could be a competitor. That doesn't mean that it won't outsell Xbox Game Pass or outperform Xbox Game Pass, because honestly, as you saw right here, there are like 116 million units of PlayStation 4 sold. So that means there are a lot of PlayStation owners who will buy these. So by pure numbers, if you see, it would still, by my guess, outperform Xbox Game Pass. Although I don't know about the value aspect, if it provides more value than Xbox Game Pass, I'm not sure about that. Anyways, I think that's about it. My views on it are, I don't really consider it as a competitor. I think it's a whole different thing, because PlayStation and Xbox, they conduct their business very differently. They're not the same company, and their business strategies are not the same. PlayStation makes a huge amount of profit through their hardware sales. They earn a lot by their hardware sales and also with their games. Xbox, on the other side, they earn through their software and their games a lot more than their hardware sales. So I don't think Xbox focuses much on the hardware. PlayStation focuses a lot on their hardware. I don't think it would be fair to compare even these two services, the Project Spartacus with Xbox Game Pass. Although I think they might eventually come up with day and date release, and I think they're not doing it right now because they're easing their people into this. Because when PlayStation announced God of War on PC, the whole fan base, they just flipped. I won't say whole. I don't think people who are talking on Twitter are the majority of the fan base. They are a substantial minority. And they were pretty vocal about it, that PlayStation is ruining itself by releasing its games, exclusive games like God of War on PC. These Twitter business analysts, self-proclaimed business analyst, they seem to know a lot about business than the company who's taking these decisions. But I think the PlayStation knows that their fan base has to be eased into these kind of things. So I think it's a smart move of not starting out with day and date, but I'm sure they'll eventually get into it. Like I'm sure that eventually by 2024 2025, PlayStation games will release on PlayStation and PC on the same date. No matter how much you want to disagree about it, it's going to happen, guys. The subscription service will bring day and date release, and games will release on PC on day and date. No matter how much you want to decline it, how much you want to deny it, it's happening, because that's what is going to earn them profit. And PlayStation knows that, and they are into the market to earn money, not to please fanboys. No company cares about individual fanboys, not Xbox, not PlayStation, not Nintendo. they don't really give a shit about your personal feelings of the brand. What they care about is how they can make the most money. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And if you have any counter view, please present it like a civil human being in the comments. And if you're here to play those fanboy PlayStation or even Xbox fanboy narrative, please don't bother commenting, because even I don't give a shit about fanboys, just like these companies. So until later, happy gaming, guys.